So this is what we're tying today. It's a black beauty midge with a parasol to keep it just under the surface. This parasol technique can be used for most unweighted flies to have them hover just under the surface. Okay, let's get started. This is McFly Angler.
Starts now.
So let's start with the parasol. This is really easy. All you need is some tippet or fishing line. Use a finer line for smaller flies and thicker for larger flies. Next, you need some type of wing material that will float. There are many different types, but today I'm using Parapost and in hot pink so I can see it better. Cut off a small section like so. Then loop your fishing line, put it over the fiber, and simply tie it on with a fisherman's knot. Wet the line and clinch tight. Then cut the tag end off close and also pinch the material and cut it off to your desired size. While not necessary, I like to secure the knot, and Solarez has this floating UV resin that I think will be great here. Put a dot on the knot and also brush it up into the post fiber. This will stiffen up the post and also keep it floating by not letting it get waterlogged. Cure it with your UV light and the post is ready. I am using Resin's 2457 hook in size 18, and you can see that the parasol is just about the right size for this hook. Just check it before tying on. Okay, let's get to the tying portion of this fly. Place your hook securely on your vise. Start your thread with a small gap behind the hook eye, and then snip or snap off the waist. This, by the way, is Vivus 10-aught in black. Bring your thread all the way down into the bend of the hook as far as you feel comfortable going, and then come back up, ending about 2 hook eye lengths back from the hook eye. Now we tie in the parasol. You want to tie this in directly on top of the hook, and leave however much length, but I like it to be about 1 to 1.5 times the hook length from the hook. Tie it in with a few tight wraps. Then lift it up and tie it in directly in front of it, leaving a thread dam to direct the post upward. Now grab some wire for the ribbing. This is small-sized ultra wire in silver. Tie it in on the side of the fly and then start to tie down the bend as far as you want to go, ensuring that the wire doesn't spin. However, to create a taper, let's cut off the parasol mono before we get to the back. Now bring your thread back up. Okay, let's smooth this body out a bit more and reduce any bumps. Wrap down halfway and back up. Okay, now let's rib this fly by making open spiral wraps up the hook shank with the wire, stopping right before the parasol. Capture the wire with a few tight wraps and then you can helicopter the wire off. I find that if the parasol is angling too far forward, this Solarez Ultra Thin can be brushed on right in front of it. Then you can pull it back to your desired position and cure it to place. This will hold that parasol where you want it. Okay, now to dub the head of this fly. A bit of this UV2 Fine and Dry is great for this application. Dub a tiny noodle onto your thread, and then create a small dubbing ball, trying to keep it as even as possible. Now the tying portion is finished, so you can whip finish the fly. Brush a small amount of that Solarez Ultra Thin onto the whip finish to cement it. Cure that, and your fly is now finished. So this video is less about how to tie this exact fly, but more showing you guys the parasol technique. It is a great way to keep the fly hovering just below the water surface. It's great for fishing emerging hatches where the trout are rising. This hanging just below the surface will be the first thing that they see and could result in more strikes than a fly riding on the surface. Let's adjust this so you can see what it will look like. It should hang like this below the water. The water line will be about here. So you can adjust the depth of the fly by lengthening the mono or shortening at the time of tying it in. Let me know what you guys think of this technique, and if you have had increased success with this parasol style of nymph fly. Check out my sponsor, Risen Fly. They made the hooks that I use today. They also sell the fine point scissors that I was using. These really are my favorite scissor for getting in close. They sell rods and reels and just about anything you need for fly fishing or tying. Their prices are incredible for their amazing quality, and best off, they're offering all of you a discount just for being my subscriber. So go to www.risenfly.com and type in McFly at checkout for 15% off of your first order with them. Okay, thanks for watching. If you guys like this kind of content, please subscribe and hit that bell notification for future video updates. Also, if you could hit the like button, it would really help me and the channel out. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.